Good morning, you guys. Happy Monday and welcome to the start of another week. Looks like I need to take off these glasses because kind of a little reflection going on. Anyway, today I am the luckiest girl in the entire world, I swear. We called my allergist's office on Friday and tried to make an appointment to talk about my Xolair and some of the other issues I was having. And they aren't booking out appointments until June. But then all of a sudden, as we were on the phone with them, they were like, oh wait, we just had a cancellation open up for Monday. Can you come in on Monday? And we're like, yes, we can come in on Monday. So that is where we are going now. I just feel so fortunate. I feel like honestly that God just opened this door for me. Imagine me having to wait till June. I've only ever seen this doctor one time in person, and that was after 2 years on her waiting list. So she's a very busy lady, and I'm very happy that she's taking time out of her schedule to see me today. Also, this camera is like broken. I was filming a video last night and every time I turned it on, like the lens kept getting stuck and then shutting the whole camera down. So we'll see how much of this video ends up being filmed on this camera. I really need to get it fixed. I'm gonna get it fixed for Christmas. But then these new issues keep coming up and I'm like, we're really racking it up here. You know, I'm trying to figure out if it's worth getting a new camera, which I really don't think it is. But I don't know, the costs just keep piling up to get it fixed, so we'll see. I really gotta head out now, but I will talk to you guys after my appointment. Guys, they put a tracking device on me. They call it a patient locator. And this way they can find me anywhere within the hospital. Interesting. Okay guys, we are just leaving that allergist appointment and that was a very good appointment. So the plan is going to be to take a little bit more time off of the Xolair until we can get my knee figured out and maybe some of my wisdom teeth issues. And then we're going to try adding in ketotifen, which is another antihistamine that helps to calm down the mast cells. It's something that's always been on my short list to try. So she's prescribing that for me. That has to be specially compounded by a compounding pharmacy. So we still have to get in touch with them and have it made. Hopefully it comes in a form that will work with my G-tube. But yeah, I'm really excited to be trying that. And it's a very short acting medication, so if I react to this one, it'll be out of my system in a day or so. Unlike the Xolair, which we were talking, and she said the half-life of Xolair is about 28 days. So it takes about 3 months for it to fully get out of your system, which is pretty much exactly my experience. I'm right pretty much at the 3-month mark, and this is probably the first week that I'm feeling myself again. She said that Xolair actually has a cumulative I can't say it, cumulative effect, and that you can actually overdose on it. So she thinks that maybe is what's going on. And she was saying that the dosage isn't really very well regulated. She said that she administers the same dose to a 300-pound patient that she administered to me. And I weigh like a third of that. So we do have the option of going down on the dose, either having it or even taking a quarter of the dose. She said we can do that whenever I am ready. I think that I definitely do want to get back on it in the future. I just need a little bit of a break from it right now. I just can't afford another 3 months of that on top of everything else I'm dealing with. Anyway, great appointment. So thankful she was able to get me in. It definitely left me with a lot of hope that I didn't have going into it. I was thinking that they would take me off of it forever, or I wouldn't have any other options. So it's just nice to know that you have options. So now we are going to head to a store that knows a whole lot about cameras, because this camera is pretty broken right now. 99% of the time when I turn it on, it turns itself back off because the lens just isn't working. It's still cracked, but something else seems to be going on now. So that's what we're gonna do. Okay, so we went to that store and they looked at my camera and they said that they don't do any in-house repairs. They would just be sending it out to Canon, wherever that is, and they would take a look at it and quote me a price. But they said the turnaround time is like 6 to 8 weeks. I don't know if I really just feel comfortable kind of sending it off without a real inspection and a real estimate, and then not having it for 6 to 8 weeks. So they did recommend a place to me that does do some in-house repairs, and we called them and they're open, so we're heading there. See if we can get it done a little bit faster and have a little bit more control over the situation. My camera is gone. It has been dropped off. They said that they can't give me an exact day of when I'll be able to pick it up, probably right before or right after Christmas. I'm going to miss it. So I apologize that from now on I'm going to be filming on my phone. I don't think it really makes a huge difference with the picture quality, but it definitely makes a big difference with the sound quality. So if you notice the sound quality isn't as good as my regular videos, that would be why. Okay, so I told you guys I had a problem. Look at this. I subscribed to a succulent subscription box. So now once a month they're going to send me 2 little plants. And how stinking cute is this? Oh my gosh. Guys, look! Okay, I love this. I have been wanting to hop on the subscription box train for a long time, but I've never really been able to find one that didn't contain possible edible items or possible scented items, so it wasn't really practical, and it was actually kind of dangerous having random things sent to my door. But then I found this, and now I'm the crazy plant lady, and I'm totally okay with that. And also to whatever little elf that has been sending me gifts through the mail, thank you so much for these socks. I am so excited. I'm such a sock person. I swear that I get like more excited about getting socks on Christmas than anything else. Look at how cute these are. I'm gonna put a pair of these on right now. They're so stinking cute. I have a visiting nurse coming tonight at 7, so I've got a few hours to hopefully get a little bit of sleep. Still on weird sleep schedule, hoping that maybe I can remedy that soon. I'm like trying to fall asleep, but then I can't shut off my brain. I was just thinking, like, why did I never know that there were different dosages available for the Xolair injections? Why did I never even think to ask what dosage I was getting? When I got out of my appointment today, I messaged one of my friend's moms and asked how much she was getting, because she started at the same time and she's been doing extremely well on it. She was getting half the dose that I was getting, so that's really interesting, and it makes me wonder if I would do a whole lot better going back on it and trying out that dose. Just, I never knew about dosages. No one ever mentioned anything about that, and they always made such a big deal about allergic reactions and having your EpiPen. It never ever occurred to me that it could have been an overdose and not necessarily a reaction. And because of that, I didn't report my symptoms right away, and I just kept canceling my appointments because I was afraid if I told them that I was having these symptoms that they would take the medication away from me. Now I understand that that is not true, and I probably just wasted a few months of doing nothing. So I guess my advice is that if you guys ever go on Xolair or any other medication and you start to experience side effects, don't be like me and just ignore it. Definitely report your side effects. Your doctor may be able to work with you, and you may be able to adjust things so that you don't have to stop the medication altogether. It's a total no-brainer, but honestly, I was so scared to lose the one thing that was helping me, and that really impacted my judgment on that one. Don't be like me, learn from my mistake, and for goodness sakes, ask what you're being given and how much of it. We all know that I'm a total medical lightweight. I'm metabolizing super weird, and it definitely should have occurred to me that maybe I needed a lower dose. But we live and we learn. Good morning, beautiful people. I am still vlogging on my phone, so I'm sorry if I don't really know where to look. Probably going to tend to be looking at myself in the screen instead of the lens, since with my old camera the lens was right below the viewfinder, so you just looked straight ahead. With this one I have to kind of look to the side, so sorry if that bothers you. I'm gonna try to work on that. I'm just sat here and I'm getting ready for PT. like I do every single Tuesday. And I was reading through some of the comments on my last video. You guys were really interested in the auditory processing stuff. I think a lot of you said that you were having similar issues and wanted me to elaborate a little bit about the testing and some of the treatment or therapies that are available afterwards. So I guess I'll start out by saying an auditory processing disorder, it pretty much means that you can hear, your ears work fine, but your brain just has a little bit of a hard time processing what it's taking in, which is actually the exact same problem that I have with my vision. So it kind of makes sense. My eyes are fine, my ears are fine, yet I'm just not getting the full picture, and it's kind of frustrating. So after having all of that testing done and getting the results back, I really started to think about it, and it's taken me a little time to process it. And looking back, I can totally see this has been an issue my whole life. I've always gotten very overstimulated. I've never liked crowds. I've never liked group situations, but I think it's just really hitting me hard now. And the timing makes total sense because I'm no longer able to use the coping skills that I've developed. Growing up, it wasn't a huge deal for me to fill in those little gaps in conversation by just looking at the person. I have always relied heavily on lip reading. I was always sitting at the very front of the class, making eye contact with the teacher the whole time, probably creeping them out. But now my vision isn't as good. And I also have lost the ability to turn altogether. So I do much better on one-on-one situations than I do in group settings, because in a group, not only am I having a hard time processing all of the things that are going on around me, but I'm unable to turn and look at the person who's talking. I have been fused for a while and my vision has been bad for a while, but I was kind of in survival mode the last few years and I didn't do a whole lot of socializing. So now is when I'm really noticing it, because now is when I'm really starting to try to have a social life again. So the testing, I told you guys a little bit about what it was like. It really is just them playing different recordings in your ears, and you have to respond to them in different ways by repeating them, saying that you heard them. Apparently, they would say the word barn and I would say corn, or they would say glass and I would say black, or even easy ones like they would say hold and I would say gold. So I really kind of failed that part of it. There were also some that were they would give you a whole sentence and say the man is in the park, and I would say the van is in park. So in that case, I didn't properly hear all of the words and I missed part of the sentence, and so my brain just kind of filled in what made the most sense. That showed up quite a lot on my test, just trying to make sense of things. And that is actually why at the very end of the test, when there was a music portion and a number portion, I did very well, because it was something that I didn't have to think through. I didn't have to make sense. All I had to do was just repeat what I was hearing. So now we just know a little bit more about how my brain processes things. Now, some of you were really interested in what kind of therapy they offer for this kind of thing. And unfortunately, I can't give you a straight answer because I haven't been through the therapy yet, but it seems like the general consensus is that I should be seeing a speech and language pathologist. They specialize in speech and language. There's not really a cure for this, but a speech and language therapist might have some extra coping skills and little tricks that could help in my everyday life. So I think for me, that's definitely worth looking into, and I think that if you guys are having a similar problem, you should look into it too. Apparently, it's kind of unusual for this to be something that's treated in adulthood. I guess it is something that is much more common with children because they're struggling in the classroom. They need a little bit of extra attention and help. So honestly, it was a little bit difficult finding someone who even performed this test on adult patients. I also mentioned that they wanted to do a neuropsych evaluation on me, and I didn't really elaborate into that. That would be basically to find out if some of this has to do with any of the nerve damage I have sustained because of my unstable skull and spine, and then all of the surgeries, and then the blocked blood flow and the stenting. I really do think that's a factor because it's gotten worse since then. So if that showed up on my neuropsych evaluation, then I guess there are some other therapies or resources available for that. I'm not sure. I haven't been down this road yet. So I guess I'll just have to take you guys with me on this journey and we'll figure it out together. Also, everyone's asking if we have found my ring splint yet, and the answer is no. I'm very sad. It looks like I'm going to have to be replacing it. Feels like a phantom ring. Like, I keep freaking out because I'm like, oh my gosh, where's my ring? And then I'm like, oh yeah, I lost it. All right, well, it is time to head out for PT. I will talk to you guys in a little bit. See ya. Okay, I'm following you guys' recommendations. I'm sitting in the back of the car today and I got my leg up. I got this whole pillow infrastructure. It wasn't easy to set up, but it seems to be working pretty well for me. Thank you guys all so much for your suggestions. It really means a lot to me, and we have to be in the car quite often. And so being comfortable in the car is a really big deal for me. At least I feel a little bit safer. Okay, well, the pillow setup just kind of got more and more complicated as the drive went on, but I do think that this is the best thing for my knee. It's just like not that comfortable on my back, sitting back here. Now I am just sitting here filling out my reassessment paperwork. I think maybe once a month I have to be reassessed in physical therapy to see if I'm making progress, and I have to fill out a bunch of paperwork and I hate it. I always get a bunch of sheets of paperwork and they're all broken down into like neck, back, lower limb, shoulder, and they ask you all these questions and you have to like select a number of how much that specific pain is affecting you. And I just hate doing that because I feel like I'm affected overall by pain, and it's hard to break it up into sections like that. It's hard to say, oh, my neck pain caused me to lose 25% of my sleep last night, or my back pain stops me from walking a mile. It's like, no, I can't walk a mile, but it's not really just back pain. So I hate filling out this paperwork, and they hate giving it to me, but it's what you gotta do for your insurance. And they're always really nice to let me fill it out in the car so I don't have to go and sit in the waiting room for all that time. Okay, so not my very best day. The whole setup in the car was comfortable for a good 5 minutes until it really started to wreak havoc on my back. The way there wasn't so bad. The way home was torture. My head was hurting, my knee was hurting, my entire body was hurting. And then my mom had a few stops to make. She stopped at my grandparents' house to drop some stuff off. And then we had to go drive to my sister's school and pick her up because she takes night classes and she got out early today. But we sat in the parking lot for like 40 minutes waiting for her. I'm gonna be honest, tears were shed. I just hit that point of pain where my whole back and body just seized up, and I couldn't even take a deep breath. One of the biggest downfalls that I have found of spinal fusion, your rib cage just can't expand like it used to. And so when things flare up and get tight, my rib cage gets tight and then I can't breathe. It was just not a great situation all around. I don't know what I'm going to do in the car next time. I have been further demoted to keeping the brace locked 24/7. So now I have to walk with it locked as well. Crutches are not an option for me with my shoulders and neck. Not even close to an option. So my physical therapist actually said that if I go out, I should wear one shoe with a heel on it and one shoe without a heel on it on my braced leg, so that I can easily swing my leg forward without having to go up on my toe, because I really messed up my left hip trying to baby my right leg when I was walking. Oh my goodness, body, get it together. What a mess. Hello you guys, it is Wednesday and I had no appointments today. It was great. I caught up on a little bit of sleep and I got the video I was working on uploaded. I was supposed to be filming another video today, but then the whole camera thing happened. So unfortunately I'm going to have to wait until I get it back to film that video. But it did give me some time to read through some of the comments and messages I've been getting. I haven't been able to get through all of them, mostly because I've been kind of busy trying to manage the little spoony Secret Santa that we had going on. It's kind of hard to manage like 100 people with different situations, but it's going fine. I totally forgot until now that I have this like little 12 Days of Christmas advent calendar from American Eagle. I had one last year too. It's just like little stud earrings every day. I love advent calendars. They were like a highlight of my childhood. Once I stopped being able to have chocolate, then I kind of had to start getting a little bit creative, but I found this and I'm super excited. You're probably thinking, Christina, why the heck do you need 12 more pairs of earrings? You barely changed the ones that you already have. Well, you would be right, but don't kill my fun. You guys will have to tell me down in the comments, but growing up when we had the chocolate advent calendars, we always did number 1 on December 1st, number 2 December 2nd, and then continued through the month that way. But then I had a friend tell me that in their house, they did number 25 first, and then they counted down the days until Christmas. I personally think that's the wrong way to do it, but I think that's really kind of sweet. So you'll have to tell me which way you did it in your household. Okay, so I'm going to open number 1 first because I'm going to consider this the first day of Christmas. Or do the 12 days start on Christmas? I don't want to wait that long. Okay, let's see what I got. These are so cute. It's a little moon and a star, and they're rose gold. I love that they're mismatched. That is very me. Fun fact, I used to always mismatch my socks on purpose in middle school. And sometimes even my shoes, because I had multiple colors of like Converse and I would wear 2 different colors. Anyway, my socks would all get washed in a weird order. And then I just had no pairs of matching socks left anymore. So like in the last year or so, I've had to like completely buy new socks because I didn't have any matching pairs left. You're very welcome for that little fact. I think my cousin Taylor is gonna come over now. Our parents were supposed to be here too, but they all kind of canceled on us, so we'll probably just watch Supernatural or something and hang out. Totally fine by me. It is now time for bed. I had a really nice night. Taylor did end up coming over and we just chilled and talked, and then we watched Sweeney Todd, which is probably one of my favorite movies in the entire world. Top 10, probably top 5. Seen it, not kidding, probably like a few dozen times, but she had never seen it before, and so it's always fun to introduce people to new movies. She was a really good sport about it. I think she actually liked it, which was surprising to me. She doesn't really love musicals or gore, and she's vegan, so figured it wasn't really up her alley. I gotta get to bed. I will talk to you guys tomorrow. I don't know if I'll ever like showed you guys this corner of my room, but see, yeah, I'm not kidding. I stinking love Sweeney Todd. Hello you guys, I am just checking in. It is Thursday night. I didn't really pick up the camera today, mostly because I spent most of the day fighting to get the footage that I've already filmed from my phone to my laptop, and for some reason it just wasn't working and my hard drive is full and it was driving me crazy. So I honestly didn't think this week was gonna have any more footage, but I did manage to figure it out. And then I spent the rest of the day working on Christmas presents and surprises and Secret Santa stuff, so I couldn't film that. I just took a shower. Now it is bedtime. Well, it's like 4 or 5 a.m. But I just wanted to open up day 2 of my special little 12 Days of Christmas earring set because of continuity. So let me do that now. Whoop. Oops, I broke off the little door. But they seem to just be some sparkly little gems. Those are pretty. Very festive. Okay, don't pay attention to how bad my nails are. Alright, I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Good night. Hello and a good Friday morning, you guys. It is a PT day today. Well, actually it's a double PT day because my sister's coming along this time. She usually only comes around every other Friday, but then she cancels a lot of her appointments, so it's kind of a special treat having her with me. I really missed when I was making a lot of progress. We used to do like sister challenges in the gym where they would have us work out together, but I'm not at that point anymore, and she's extremely advanced. Like, she's in good shape. She doesn't have a whole lot of instability. Mostly she just struggles with her ribs, and she's trying to build up some core strength. So she can basically work out like a normal person. So I really think the staff loves her because they get to challenge her. I am feeling good today. Yesterday I was in kind of a mood, and I think it's really just because I haven't been sleeping well. The brace is driving me crazy in my sleep. You guys have been asking about updates on sleeping Christina. Well, okay. She hates this brace. I've never been able to sleep with my legs straight like this before. I've always slept with like my legs curled up. So it's a very unusual position, and the muscles really fight against the brace and it gets quite sore and bruised. I wake up like 20 times a night finding myself trying to tear it off. Sometimes I wake up and I've undone all of the straps. I'm trying to counteract that by wearing it under like oversized pants, so it's just that much harder to get to it. But like the other night I woke up and I had put pants over it, and I woke up and when I got changed I saw like I had the claw marks on my leg of where I was trying to like take it off but couldn't. Yeah, it's been interesting. I'm really thankful for the brace and I'm thankful that it's helping. And I figured out that if I pull the strap that's right below my knee really tight, it stops kind of that ataxia, that dystonia, that weird twitching. I'm calling it jingling because it's on the anklet leg. I can't keep it that tight all the time, unfortunately, though, because it does cut off the blood flow, which, I mean, we don't really want that. So it's kind of a trade-off. Do I want to jingle or do I want to have a numb leg? Anyway, oh my gosh, I just have glitter everywhere. One of you guys was so nice and sent me this lovely piece of artwork. I don't know if you can see the glitter very well on camera, but it says, "Just a girl who decided to go for it." And I think it's so cute, and it's like in my room colors, and it's glittery, and it's awesome, so I'm going to try to find a place to hang that up. But like, yeah, now everything I own is covered in glitter, which I'm totally fine with. If I'm going to be covered in something, I want it to be glitter.
god.
How many?
These are so cute.
As in, I told Christina to paint these for you.
Oh my god, this is going right on my wall at school. Thank you so much.
Hello you guys, this is what I look like after editing for 6 hours. It is Saturday night and I realized I forgot to close out the vlog. Usually I edit on Sundays, but I'm busy tomorrow, so I have to get it all done today. So this is me closing out the vlog. I hope you guys had a great week. Thank you for coming along on mine. If you guys liked this video, it'd be cool if you would give it a thumbs up. These videos actually take a lot more work than you might think. If you want to see more videos like this, it'd be cool if you would subscribe, join our little family, and I will see you guys next week. Bye!